How's everyone doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew Goldman. I'm outside right now getting in my steps because it's cutting season, guys. This is the end of week 1. I'm on an 8-week cut. I want to tell you guys all about it, my strategy, kind of why I'm cutting, and just kind of take you guys through it, the struggles that I'm going to go through, what I'm going to learn, and all that type of stuff. I wanted to give you guys a quick background of where I'm at right now. So basically, when quarantine hit, all I did was cardio because the gyms were closed. And I feel like I ended up just being like skinny fat. I looked in the mirror and I was like, yeah, like I'm kind of like in decent shape, but I also didn't have a lot of muscle. So then I kind of went on a mini bulk. I increased my calories, I put on some muscle and some fat, and now we're at the end of week 1 of me starting to reduce my calories and increase my activity level. So I just want to say why I'm cutting. Basically, I've been giving out like fitness advice to people, and I feel like I'm at that point where I know more than how my body looks. Now, I've told people before, I used to be like 240 pounds, and then I got down to 175. All right, so I basically so far gave you a background of where I'm at now, and I also gave you the goal of where I want to be. So now I'm gonna get into what am I gonna actually do about it to get to that goal. So let me tell you a couple things. This is not a crash diet at all. We're reducing calories by about 500-ish to start, and we're aiming for 10,000 steps a day. I'll be weighing myself every morning, of course. I'll be calculating my daily calories every day and keeping track of my daily steps. I'm gonna have a starting calories and a starting activity level. And then once I stall in progress, I'm gonna increase the activity and decrease the calories. So you basically wanna start as easy as you can and then dial it in when you start to stall. So that's big picture. We're doing 2 phases. The next big picture thing to know is it's gonna be for 8 weeks. I'm gonna do 8 weeks, get what I can out of it, and then maybe just try to stay at that lower body fat and kind of build more muscle from there. So at the end of the day, I should be around the same weight that I was when I was like skinny fat, but with more muscle. On the food side, the basic principles are basically like the first most important thing is getting to that 2,600 number, because at the end of the day, that puts me in a deficit. Then the second thing I think about is eating filling food so that I'm not just freaking hungry all the time. So I make sure to bring a lot of snacks to work. The third thing, of course, I try to focus on protein, and all these things combined, the smaller deficit, the high frequency of eating, the never getting really hungry, eating filling foods, and high protein, they do a couple things in my mind. They reduce the chance of a lot of muscle loss during a diet because you don't want to lose muscle. I'm trying to walk 10,000 steps a day. And the reason I'm doing walking, it's the lowest impact. It doesn't really burn any muscle. I never really want my calories so low that like I have no energy. I'd rather eat more like I'm doing now and have the activity higher, but that's why I'm tracking the activity. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up this video in the car. So we already talked about the nutrition, we talked about the activity level, and the last thing we have to talk about is training. On the training side, basically I get to the gym as many times as I can a week, which is usually about 4, and I just train as hard as I can, guys. I really do the Greg Doucette method of just go harder than last time and really focus on the mind-muscle connection. I try to build up my weaker parts, and I just try to have a balanced approach. I know that's not really the best advice, and I don't really want to get into the workout side of things too much, because at the end of the day, if you're working out hard and you've been building muscle, the cut should really be about preserving the muscle and losing fat. So I'm going to keep working out really hard. I definitely lost a little bit of weight already, and I'm feeling really great because it was like 0% hard. It was like very easy. The only hard part of this diet, guys, and any diet in my opinion, since you're actually going for a goal, like a real goal, like I have a date set where I want to be looking my best, is that you have to kind of be like that weirdo, antisocial type of guy. Like, yeah, you can go out, but it's going to be really hard to stick to your calorie goal in a diet phase if you're going out a lot, if you're saying yes to stuff. So my advice here, it's going to sound a little crazy, but there's always birthdays, there's always graduations, there always seems like there's a holiday or something where it's like, oh, I could have done well, but I didn't because I just had to go to this thing. Now, for the most part of the year, for like, you know, for the majority of the year, whatever the main parts of the year where, you know, you're into fitness and you're into lifting and, you know, you're not really on a cut, of course, you should enjoy yourself. You should have a lot of balance. But I think part of having a lot of balance, in my opinion, is also sometimes being on the other side. So sometimes work gets really busy and work takes over your life. If you're going on a cut and you're going for something and you put it in your mind, you might as well go all the way. So that's what I'm going to try to do, guys. I'm going to try to go all the way. I'm going to do this 8 weeks, and then we're going to see where we're at. I'm pretty excited, but maybe we'll get in the gym one day. I'll do different stuff throughout the series, but this is going to wrap up episode 1, and I'll catch you guys next week.